Hey guys, it's Camus, and another edition of Chess Beauty. At the end of 39, we left you with this ridiculous position. This is from the mind of Troitsky, whom we've seen several times in this series. He's a real genius of endgame composition. And I guess on this particular day, he had a spare bowl of hash or something lying around, because this is a weird one. And I must say that I was as puzzled by the solution as I was by trying to solve it. Anyway, take a look. It's white to play and win. All right. Now, hopefully you instantly found the winning plan, which is so obvious that it hardly bears repeating. But naturally, white must put a bishop on a1, defend it by a second bishop between d4 and h8, leave a third bishop guarding c1, wait for black to move his pawn down to a2, then play king to c3. This will cut off the guard from a1, forcing king takes a1, and then king to c2 will give mate by discovery. It's simple. So naturally, I didn't come close to solving the problem of how white guards his white squares, but perhaps you did better than I did. So let's give you the main line here. There are side lines, but they all transpose into the main line. So bishop c to e5 is the first move, and then a5. There's a sideline here. You could go king to a2, but we'll look at that later. Bishop to a1, achieving the first part of our objective. a4, bishop b to e5, king to a2, king to c2, a3. Now the bishop must be sacrificed to avoid stalemate. King to c3, king takes a1, king to b3, check, discovered check, king to b1, bishop to a1 again, a2 is forced, king to c3, king takes a1, and king to c2 is discovered check. Let's look at the sidelines so you can see what I'm talking about. At the beginning here, bishop to c5, instead of a5 is which we played, king to a2, king to c2, a5, bishop to a1 again, a4, bishop b to e5, a3, king to c3, king to b1, king to b3, a2, king to c3, king takes a1, king to c2, discovered mate. Let's see, another sideline here after the main line here as a5, bishop a1, a4, bishop b e5, and here he could have played a3, but then king to d2, king to a2, king to c3, king to b1, king to b3, a2, king to c3, king to a1, king to c2, checkmate. Okay, so you can see all roads lead to Rome here. Now, as I said at the beginning of this, I was as puzzled by the solution as I was by trying to solve it. I couldn't figure out why it was necessary to put these bishops on a1 and sacrifice them. That's mainly because I'm a bit thick. So I went ahead and set up another position to prove to myself why this had to be so. And if you were as puzzled as I was, then perhaps this will be eliminating for you. Bishop to e5, a5, bishop to f6. This is using the same line as the solution, but without these two extra bishops. a4, bishop to e5, king to a2, king to c2, a3, king to c3. Now king to b1, king to b3, a2, and king to c3. Now if the king was obliging enough to go to a1, then everything would be fine and we would have our discovered checkmate after king to c2. But the reason that these bishops ended up sacrificing themselves on a1 is because in this position he can just promote the pawn to that square. The fact that the square was occupied by a bishop was what makes the solution work. So anyway, I'm surprised that I wasn't able to figure that out immediately, but now I feel better. I can sleep at night knowing that he indeed had to use all 5 dark squared bishops to effect a solution to this problem. All right, hopefully you weren't as dense as I was and got that right away. Let's look ahead to 41, and this is white to play and draw. And in this position you can see that white has 2 pawns for a rook, but these pawns are dangerously advanced even if they are doubled, and white can draw here. So give it a shot, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.